as some of the language you'll hear on Blood on the Microphone can be adult in nature, this program is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
It's 12 noon on the East Coast. I'm Bill Schmalfelt. This is Blood on the Microphone. And before we get things rolling today, about an hour ago, I sent an email to the President of the United States. I have not written to a President of the United States since I was a kid, when I wrote to Lyndon Johnson toward the end of his term in office, telling him that I believe that history would be kinder to him than his contemporaries were. I broke that streak today with an email to the President. Regarding your comments earlier today about the BRAIN initiative, dear Mr. President, thank you. I'm a former writer-editor who retired from the National Institutes of Health when the progression of my Parkinson's disease made the daily commute to and from Bethesda practically impossible. As one who was diagnosed with this horrible, incurable disease in 2000, I watched in silent outrage during the 8 years of the Bush administration as research into the causes and treatments of PD got short shrift. Seems the administration cared more about a frozen cluster of cells that were destined to be scraped and incinerated as medical waste than they were about finding a cure for this and God knows how many other illnesses. I was nearly moved to tears today, sir, when you said words to the effect of, imagine a day when we no longer have to watch a loved one disappear behind the mask of Parkinson's disease. Sir, I imagine that day every day. As one who has submitted his own body to the surgical table in a non-government-funded clinical trial to determine if folks in the earlier stages of PD could even survive the procedure known as deep brain stimulation, I did. Happy day. I want to be of whatever help I can to make sure this initiative gets through the halls of Congress. I have spoken publicly about my experience with PD in the past. Last June, I spoke to a group of congressional staffers and lobbyists in the Cannon office building about the importance of clinical research. I would like to send you a book I've written on the subject, sir, Put on Your Parky Face, which offers a first-person, day-by-day account of what it's like when your body betrays you while your mind remains sharp and active. I am 58 years old, Mr. President. I'm too young for the rocking chair. I remain active in the progressive blogosphere and on internet radio and would happily be enlisted in whatever effort you feel I could best be utilized to help spread the word about the importance of this research. As a writer at the NIH, part of my job was taking complicated scientific concepts and making them understandable to the layman. Like you, Mr. President, I look forward to that day, not just for me, but for the millions of others who stand to benefit from this research. I just hope I live long enough to see it. I hope this reaches your desk, sir, and if you would care for a copy of my book, I would be happy to send you one. Thank you once more for everything. And now, on with the show.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The liberal grouch knows.
The liberal grouch, Bill Schmalfeld, a man of meager means, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, solving crimes, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Schmalfeld is known to the evil Breitbart Empire as the Liberal Grouch. Never seen, only heard, a seemingly supernatural nemesis as haunting to the superstitious mind of a right-winger moron as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The liberal grouch has vowed that only death will end his quest for social justice. And when that day happens, and his voice is silenced, it will surely be as the result of blood on the microphone.
All right, boys and girls, gather around. Yeah, that's right, gather around. We're going to sing a little song right now about one of my favorite comic book characters. He's somebody that doesn't actually exist because if he did, we'd have to put him out of his misery. That's how miserable he is. Sing along if you know the words. Our Stacey McCain has weevils in his brain. His dirty jacket and filthy hat, why anybody would dress like that? Our Stacey McCain is like a nasty stain. He's just a silly, besotted fool. He's a ridiculous right-wing tool. His shirt is soaked with tobacco drool. He's just a dirty hack. Now, isn't this fun, boys and girls? It sure is. Let's sing some more. What do you say? Sing real loud this time. Our Stacey McCain is probably insane. His weasel nose and his rat-like eyes, his teeth are rotted from telling lies. Our Stacey McCain, we really can't explain. He rides around in a broken car. His lungs are coated with smoke and tar. He shills and lies for Ellie Akbar. He's just a washed-up hack. All right, boys and girls, line up. We're going to march around the streets of downtown Hagerstown and sing real loud so they can hear us at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Let's go! Our Stacey McCain, we wish he would refrain from writing columns that ooze with bile. He's like a slug, but he's twice as vile. Our Stacey McCain, we really can't complain. He lives in miserable poverty. He hides his family so none can see that he has failed so miserably. He's just a worthless hack. You know, when you have the proper material, a song like that only takes about 5 minutes to write. Well, hello there again. I am Bill Schmalfeld, the Liberal Grouch, and welcome to Blood on the Microphone. The title of our episode today, Grub Worms in the Astroturf. And we'll explain that as we go through our material today. You know, they've stopped even trying to pretend at Viral Read. That's that right-wing political advocacy website, poorly disguised as a news site, and apparently proud of it. Gone is any pretense at objective journalism. Instead, managing editor and besotted clown Robert Stacey McCain has rubbed out the already blurry line between right-wing journalism and outright advocacy, and has jumped directly into the fray, hectoring his readers about the qualities of dark horse Tea Party candidate Curtis Bostic in his runoff election today against heavily favored former South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford. The winner will face Democrat Elizabeth Colbert Bush in the May 7th special election to fill the vacant 1st Congressional District from South Carolina. And Viral Read is not the only, quote, news site, close quote, engaged in astroturfing. That's the term used for phony grassroots efforts to raise political awareness. The AOL-owned hyperlocal news website, The Patch, with offices scattered across the nation, apparently has come down on the side of advocacy for Bostic as well. But first, our Stacey McCain, longtime companion, supporter, advocate, and menial of convicted felon Ali Akbar, who bestowed the managing editor mantle upon McCain when Akbar created this alleged news website. McCain has been using this position, as well as his personal blog, The Other McCain, to huckster and shill for whoever Akbar tells him needs huckstering and shilling. In an Easter Sunday post on Viral Read, McCain compares how the two candidates spent this most holy of Christian holidays. Sanford took out a full-page newspaper ad, McCain shrieks. Absent from the ad, Sanford's ex-wife. Also missing, his fiancée, Maria Belén Shapur, the Argentine woman who was at the center of the 2009 scandal that resulted in the then governor being censured by the state legislature and fined $74,000 for ethics violations. Heavens. What about that nice Mr. Bostic? You know, the one Mr. Akbar is getting paid to help win the runoff. How did he spend his Easter Sunday? Well, Mr. McCain is only happy to tell you. Sanford's runoff opponent, Curtis Bostic, spent Easter Sunday in church with his family. His campaign staff and volunteers took a holiday from field operations. The Bostic campaign sent out a full-color mailer on Friday describing the Marine Corps veteran and former Charleston County councilman as a fiscally conservative leader we can trust. Nope. Not a hint of bias to be found there. No, sir. On his personal website, McCain, in a post yesterday entitled, "Sometimes It Really Matters," he exults, "What social media has accomplished for Curtis Bostic here is to raise awareness of who he is, a Marine Corps veteran of Operation Desert Storm and married father of 5, and to inform the public that this runoff offers an important choice. It doesn't take a genius to understand why Rick Santorum, Ann Coulter, Dr. James Dobson, Concerned Women for America, the 60-Plus Seniors Association, One Nation PAC, and former Congressman Henry Brown have endorsed Bostic. Not just the fate of the 1st District, but the reputation of the Republican Party is at stake on Tuesday." All right. Everybody knows the non-Dan Savage definition of Rick Santorum, and that tall, skinny, blonde fella, I'm just kidding, named Ann Coulter. But Dobson? Concerned Women of America? The 60-Plus Seniors Association? One Nation PAC? Who the hell are they? Well, if you've heard of Focus on the Family, you've heard of Dr. James Dobson. Much less, however, has been said about Dobson working hand in dirty black glove with Jack Abramoff, the convicted felon and former gambling industry lobbyist, and former Christian Coalition of America director Ralph Reed, in a scheme to shut down competition to Abramoff's clients' casinos. On February 19, 2002, Reed received a direct request from Abramoff. Can we get Dobson on the air? Abramoff asked Reed, and Reed responded the same day with an email. Yes, we're negotiating that now. In a follow-up email that day, Reed told Abramoff, call Dobson this AM. The following day, Abramoff wrote to Scanlon, Reed wants a budget for radio in the state. I'm inclined to say yes so we can get this Dobson ad up. He asked for $150K. We'll play it at the White House and at Interior. Remember, this was during the Bush administration. Later that day, Abramoff was jubilant. Reed may have finally scored for us, he wrote to Scanlon. Dobson goes up on the radio next week. On February 26th, Abramoff asked Reed, where are we with Falwell, Robertson, Dobson, etc.? We need to see some action in D.C. That's what I sold them for $100K. Now that is some grassroots, my friends. And these concerned women of America, what are they so concerned about? Well, they're sure anti a lot of things. Anti-gay marriage, anti-reproductive rights, anti-public schools, anti-obscenity and pornography, anti-taking prayers out of school, anti-United Nations, and anti-stem cell research. Oh, and they don't much care for all that evolution talk either. Looking out on this sinful land, I used to feel uninspired. And when I knew I had to face these sinful men, oh Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I joined up, my door had no key. Now I'm preaching morality. 'Cause this makes me feel, this makes me feel, this makes me feel like a real concerned woman. All these souls were in the lost and found, till we came along to shame them. They didn't know just what their problems were, till we strolled in to blame them. Now they're no longer doubtful about the things we yell. They all know they're gonna go straight to hell. 'Cause this makes me feel, this makes me feel, this makes me feel like a real concerned woman. Oh, what this group has done to me. Oh, it makes me feel so good inside. And I just wanna be telling folks how they should live their own lives. 'Cause this makes me feel, this makes me feel, this makes me feel like a real concerned woman. Oh, it makes me feel, it makes me feel like a real concerned woman. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you make me feel like a real concerned woman. You're making me feel right now like a real concerned woman. Oh, the joy. I think I may have had a little hot flash just then. But I am the age, at that certain age. You're listening to Blood on the Microphone. I am the liberal grouch, Bill Schmalfelt, and now we know who the Concerned Women of America are. They're one of these grassroots organizations with thousands strong who are involved in the Bostic for Congress charade. And there's another group, the 60-Plus Seniors Association. Have you ever heard of them? The 60-Plus Seniors Association? Think of them as the negative image of the AARP. Now, if you live, this was written back in before the election in 2012. If you live in Florida, Ohio, Montana, or Missouri, you've probably seen attack ads from the 60-Plus Association, a group that touts itself as a nonpartisan seniors advocacy group and the conservative alternative to the American Association of Retired Persons. We know them as the AARP. Senator Sherrod Brown alone has faced $2.3 million in ads, all financed by this group. The avalanche of ads against Democrat incumbents in these 4 states is a repeat of 2010, when the group mysteriously raised multiple millions of dollars to take down Democratic House members in districts across the country. And you know what? They loves them some Ali Akbar. Oh my, yes. They love Ali Akbar, as long as they get what they pay him for.
Akbar, you gotta concentrate on the scam. The town is up to here with big suckers. Look, Dan Backer's over there.
And Rick Santorum, too.
And here comes Foster Freeze. I know I could make a fortune, but where can we run the scam? The Charleston Hotel wants $1,000. But we ain't got $1,000 on hand.
And they now got a no felons rule at the gym at Charleston High School.
There's a stockroom behind McCluskey's bar.
But Mrs. McCluskey ain't a good scout.
And things being how they are, the Democrat HQ is out. So the Charleston Hotel is the spot. But the $1,000 we ain't got.
Why, it's good old reliable Ali Akbar.
If you're looking to caucus, he'll furnish the spot. Even when the heat is on, it's never too hot. Not for good old reliable Akbar. He's our old dependable clown. To the oldest official 60-plus seniors right-wing group in town. There are well-heeled donors everywhere, everywhere. There are well-heeled donors everywhere. And an awful lot of letters for the fella who can get us there.
If we only had a lousy little grant, we could be a millionaire.
It's good old reliable Ali Akbar. If the size of your party you want to increase, he'll arrange to take your dough in quiet and peace in a nice room provided by Akbar with nice chairs for us to sit down. We're the oldest official 60-plus seniors right-wing group in town. Where's the function? Where's the room? Gotta find a room or it'll be our doom. We're the oldest official 60-plus seniors right-wing group in town.
Well, let's hope Ali can find a place for them all to sit down and be comfortable. After all, they are 60-plus, and they are all very grassrooty. And then there's the One Nation PAC. One Nation. Under who? Dan Backer? the clownish buffoon of a Tea Party attorney who represented Aaron Walker in this seemingly endless lawfare against Brett Kimberlin, until he saw that Walker had taken the case as far as he could go, and he had squeezed as much money out of it as he could, and he dropped Walker like a radioactive turd. Oh, you betcha. Oh, yeah, that's a real bunch of regular golf course groundkeepers we got there, boy. That bunch of grassroots supporters that Bostic has there, by gum. And who did the Bostic campaign hire to run its social media efforts? McCain's boss, Ali Akbar. Nothing shady going on here. What the heck? If you're going to be a grassroots organization, you're going to run into a grub or two. Shoot, that's where grubs live, down there in the grassroots. Anybody with a lawn knows that. Grubs like Ali Akbar, hired to handle the social media stuff for the Bostic campaign. A fact the Bostic campaign first laughingly denied and then sheepishly admitted. March 26, 2013, from the Columbia Patch, headline, SC1 campaign, felon doesn't work for us. Curtis Bostic campaign says consultant speaking on its behalf is doing so without its permission. It was ludicrous to think that it even could have happened. David O'Connell, who manages Bostic's campaign, told the Patch via email, "This person does not speak for the Bostic campaign, and any reports to the contrary are erroneous. If he has a contract, it's not with me or anyone else from the campaign." Akbar, of course, begged to differ. "My firm has a contract, and I myself am very much supporting Curtis Bostic." The campaign continued to deny their tie to the convicted felon until March 27th, 2013. Bostic staffer, "I hired Ali Akbar." Kerry Wood says he hired controversial blogger. Wait. Did we say he doesn't work for us? No, we meant he does work for us. Yeah, he does, not doesn't. He does. The mystery of who hired blogger Ali Akbar has been solved. A volunteer staffer for the Curtis Bostic congressional campaign, Kerry Wood, told Patch he hired Akbar and is also responsible for the creation of the website trustcurtis.com. And that was apparently all the investigative journalism juice the Patch could squeeze out of their staff of writers. The Summerville, South Carolina Patch had this story yesterday, I believe it was. Social media analyst predicts Bostic win Tuesday. Independent analysis shows a 55-44 win for Curtis Bostic in Tuesday's South Carolina 1st Congressional District GOP runoff election against Mark Sanford. An independent analysis by political observer Lawton Chandler has predicted a GOP winner of Tuesday's runoff election, Curtis Bostic. The prediction was made by analyzing social media. According to the data, Bostic will win with more than 55% of the vote. His rival could earn more than 44% of the vote. Well, we here at Blood on the Microphone are not afraid of a bit of investigative reportage. We checked out Mr. Chandler's Twitter account, and we discovered that at the Lawton's Twitter account was created March 15th. As of last night, he had 61 tweets. He followed 14 other tweeters and had a following of 25,133 followers. Since March 15th, 16 days. That's an average of 1,571 new followers every day. Thing of it is, 95% of his followers are ghosts. I ran a status people report on Twitter, one of their applications you can find online, and it showed that at the Lawton's Faker score, 1% of his actual followers were actual Twitter accounts, 4% were inactive Twitter accounts, and a whopping 95% were fake Twitter accounts. Now, I offered Mr. Lawton a chance to explain the phenomenal success of his Twitter account in a recorded interview for the Blood on the Microphone program yesterday. He declined, saying he would prefer to answer any email questions, so I sent him an email asking him to explain these numbers. He did not respond. So I wrote to Lindsay Street, the writer of the Somerville Patch piece, suggesting that the whole story was not being told here. Lindsay suggested we could leave a comment on the story if we so chose, but I didn't want to actually join the patch and be spammed with AOL nonsense, so I declined. Meanwhile, on his Twitter account, until last night anyway, McCain continues to do Ali Akbar's bidding. He was in there pitching, boy. This one, I don't have a timestamp, but it was dated 30 March. Yes, victory, girls, for Curtis Bostic. Way to go. Lest there be any doubt. Teaching by example. Why aren't you homeschooling your kids yet? I don't know why that one's there, but who he sold his journalistic soul to this time. Headline in SC1, Bostic wins debate. Now, looking before coming on the air today, I see that McCain hasn't tweeted anything for about 22 hours. So it could be he's on the run already from South Carolina, heading to parts unknown. Ali Akbar on his Twitter account is saying, don't expect many tweets from me today. Travel day tomorrow, and he's just going to be too busy. Seems like they've already kind of thrown the first handful of dirt on old Mr. Bostic there, don't it just?
Blood on the microphone.
Hi there, folks. This is the Almighty Lord God in heaven above. And chances are you've seen those TV commercials that tell you about God's match for you. You know, those Christian dating sites. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need that. If I want you to hook up with someone, I'll tell you. Because, hey, I'm God. Next time you feel an urge to follow some girl home or to stalk some guy and make sure you copy down his license plate number, or you want to call somebody over and over and over again, just tell them it's God's will. And if you take it a step further than that and end up in jail, just tell the judge that God told you it was the right match, but the other person just must not have received the message or been open to it. Because, hey, I wouldn't tell you to do something that I thought was bad for you.
Lucifer.
Hi there. I saw the microphone here, and I thought I could just come in.
How many times have I told you not to fiddle around with the radio equipment when I'm not there to monitor you?
I know, vengeful God and all that. I'm out of here. I'm terribly sorry. All right.
Go to hell, Lucifer.
It was just a joke. You can't take it. All right.
Go on, get.
Sheesh, what a grouch.
Seriously, folks, now that we have a moment to ourselves, I'm far too busy, running the entire cosmos like I do the millions and billions of stars and planets, each with their own lives, and I just don't have time to individually worry about who you end up with. That's entirely up to you. That's why you have this free will thing that I gave you when I created you, whenever that was. So everybody just do your best to try to enjoy each other, try to make things better for each other, and We'll catch up later at some point, alright? God out.
What in God's name are you doing, wearing a Team Kimberlin hat?
My head was cold.
Yeah, but, Team Kimberlin, haven't you read what the blogs say about that guy?
You mean, those blogs that think Obama is from Kenya, and that gay marriage means the end of capitalism? Those blogs?
Well, yeah. Blogs kinda like that. They say that Team Kimberlin is evil and bad
and blah, 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 and other such nonsense. What they don't tell you is that Brett Kimblin's Justice Through Music project educates young people about the importance of their voices in our government, how important their vote is, how they can work together for change, and to make America a better place.
But I heard Brett Kimberlin was like a demon, or something, controlling the tides, affecting the weather, shape-shifting, stuff like that.
You have to stop reading the crap those bright bots write, Jim. They have a vested interest in the status quo. They like it when the 1% controls the economy. That's why I wear this Team Kimberlin hat. The bright bots have taken those two words and turned it into a smear. We're taking the words back and putting them in proper context. If you are for human equality, you are on Team Kimberlin. If you believe in justice for all, you are on Team Kimberlin. If you believe a woman should have control of her own reproductive rights, you are on Team Kimberlin. If you believe more people voting is a good thing, you are on Team Kimberlin.
And if I believe that the people like Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, and Coulter and Michelle Malkin have my best interests at heart,
then I'm sure we can find a hat for you somewhere. Something that will look good in the unemployment line.
Don't be fooled by the fools and the foolish Brightbot blogs and the other right-wing echo chamber machine. Get your Team Kimberlin apparel today at www.cafepress.com/Team Kimberlin. 50% of all proceeds from sales of these items will go to the Justice Through Music project and the other 50% to the National Parkinson Foundation. We're taking the words back. Team Kimberlin is no longer a smear. It's an icon of social justice. Join Team Kimberlin today at www.cafepress.com/Team Kimberlin.
This is Blood on the Microphone.
Bill Schmalfeld here. You're a liberal grouch. And you can always tweet me at Liberal Grouch. That's my Twitter handle, at Liberal Grouch. My homepage is www.oldunclebastard.com. And you can find recent episodes of the show there, including this one, once we're done with it. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, Facebook. You can find, I have two Facebook pages. One is a personal page at www.facebook.com/Libby, Libby .grouch. And we have a Facebook fan page for this show, www.facebook.com/Bloody Mike. That's BLOODYMIC. Spread the word about those, and let's get the word out about Blood on the Microphone. It's a fun show. I enjoy doing it, and I love the fact we have as many listeners as we do. Let's get some more while we're at it. You heard me start the show with this. The White House has unveiled details on Tuesday, that's today as a matter of fact, on a new initiative to study the human brain with the goal of treating or curing Alzheimer's disease and other disorders. They call it the Brain Research Through Advancing Innovative Neurotechnologies, the BRAIN, BRAIN Initiative. The program to be funded with $100 million from President Barack Obama's fiscal 2014 budget. The White House is slated to release Obama's budget next week. The BRAIN Initiative will accelerate the development and application of new technologies that will enable researchers to produce dynamic pictures of the brain that show how individual brain cells and the complex neural circuits interact at the speed of thought. the White House said in a statement. These technologies will open new doors to explore how the brain records, processes, uses, stores, and retrieves vast quantities of information, and it will shed light on the complex links between brain function and behavior. In his remarks earlier, the president asked us to imagine a day when mysteries of the brain are better understood. Imagine a day when people don't have to watch a loved one disappear behind the mask of Parkinson's disease. That very nearly moved me to tears. So I wrote an email to thank the president, and I told him I imagine that day every day, and that I will do whatever I can to stand behind him and support him on this, and I'll speak to any audience. I will go anywhere, anything I can do to help get this through the halls of Congress. And hopefully this research will lead to a new, better treatment for a variety of diseases like Alzheimer's, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, and yes, even Parkinson's disease. I just pray to God in heaven above I live long enough to see it. Well, not everybody wants us to be smart. We talked about this at length yesterday. Is it better to be stupid or is it better to be smart? Well, Pat Robertson. And a hat tip to my friend Caroli for this. Pat Robertson thinks it's better that we stay stupid. Yesterday on the 700 Club, a viewer asked Robertson why miracles such as, quote, people raised from the dead, blind eyes open, lame people walking, seem to be happening with great frequency in Africa and not here in the USA. Robertson first responded by joking, it's because those people overseas don't go to Ivy League schools. But you know what? He was serious. Well, we are so sophisticated, we think we've got everything figured out. We know about evolution. We know about Darwin. We know all about these things that says God isn't real. We know about all this stuff, Robertson lamented. In many schools, in the most advanced schools, we have been inundated with skepticism and secularism. Unlike these too educated Americans, overseas they are more simple and humble, those simple and humble foreigners, you know, and they're more ready to accept miracles. Well, God doesn't seem to agree with Mr. Robertson.
Stupid humans, you will drive me nuts. I'd like to send a lightning bolt up your butts. I'm so busy, it's a crying shame, and I know that you are the ones to blame. Hey, hey, leave me be. Stupid humans, stop praying to me. I run the whole universe and not just Earth. You take much more energy than you are worth. You think that I am Santa Claus. You even want me choosing sides in your wars. Hey, hey, let me be. Stupid humans, stop praying to me. You mix me up with someone else from the start. Hey, go pray to Buddha. He's a kindly old fart. You pray for stupid stuff like cash and fame. If I don't come through for you, I'm to blame. There are folks on other planets who don't bug me half as much as Earthlings do. Hey, hey, let me be. Stupid humans, stop praying to me.
We're so sophisticated. We think we've got everything figured out. We know about evolution. We know about Darwin. We know about all these things that says God isn't real. We know about all this stuff. And if we've been in many schools, the more advanced schools, we have been.
You seem to think that you're the only ones in this big universe that burns my buns. Gave you brains, gave you free will too. If you do not use them, well, shame on you. Hey, hey, let me be. Stupid humans, stop praying to me. Hey, hey, let me be. Stupid humans, stop praying to me.
Overseas, they're simple, humble. You tell them God loves them, and they say, okay, he loves me. You say God will do miracles, and they say, okay, we believe him. And that's what God's looking for. That's why they have miracles.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
Blood on the microphone.
Please note, the new number is...
Blood on the microphone.
This week on Brightbit News.
Sasha and Malia Obama are your children, too, inasmuch as they are the children of the President and First Lady of the United States, and they are the first family, and they live in America's house. That means they are your children, and you have a right to know where they are at any given moment in time.
That's why at Brightbit News, soon we will offer a downloadable program where you can monitor their exact location at any given time of day.
You know, in case you want to talk to them or anything.
Also,
the web search Google profanes Easter by honoring the birth of communist Cesar Chavez.
Easter, one of the holiest holidays of the holy Christian calendar, a time where holy people do holy things.
And Google honors Cesar Chavez, the communist who organized the United Farm Workers Union
and gave dirty Mexicans reason to believe that they could work under decent conditions.
That's not what Jesus would have wanted.
Also in Brightbit News,
Aaron Walker goes hunting for Schmalfelt and comes back with nothing, and he says he's winning. We'll tell you how.
And would you believe Team Kimberlin members are admitting to and bragging about being members of Team Kimberlin?
They even want you to buy items to show you are a member of Team Kimberlin.
The brazen profanity of honesty on full display.
All of this in the only website dedicated to the downfall of society.
Brightbit News.
You can't get it at a newsstand.
Even parakeets wouldn't poop on the newsprint.
So now it's only available online at www.brightbitnews.com. That's all one word.
Yes, hard to believe, but it is an actual website.
Brightbit News, available online
now. Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? Come on, Jim. I know you're really dim. I can ease your pain, teach you how to use that brain. Relax, relax, relax. You'll need some information first. Just some simple facts. We'll go slow so it won't hurt.
There is no truth to liberal dogma. It's all just lies you tell just to fool me. I can only trust what's said on Fox News. It makes sense and caters to preconceptions. When I was a child, I had two parents. They taught me to follow the crowd. Now I'm scared of thinking I can't explain, you would not understand how small and scared I am. I have become complacently dumb.
Precisely at the same time the Supreme Court is hearing these arguments on same-sex marriage.
Yes.
In Asia, a crazy man in possession of nuclear weapons, Kim Jong-un, is openly saying, I have ordered our military to position our rockets on U.S. targets in Hawaii, Japan, Guam, and the mainland of the United States.
I have become complacently dumb.
Okay. Let's turn off the TV. I know you're scared, but you will find there's more to see. Do you read books? I mean, other than the Bible? Well, that might have been okay in your youth. There's so much more to truth.
It's all just lies, your liberal teaching. If it were true, Fox News would have said so. You can't penetrate my long-held fears. You just want to kill the things I believe in. When I was a child, I tried to use my head for something other than my hat. My parents beat that out of me. You cannot make me live by logic now. My fears have grown, my will is gone. I have become complacently dumb.
I mean, he has gone into a full state of war this week. And I don't know, Pastor Luter, I don't know if anybody's, I know they're not. They're just not putting it together. There's, hey, you got this happening over here, and you got this happening over here. Could the two be connected? Could our slide in immorality be what is unleashing this madman over here in Asia to punish us?
It could be a possibility, man. I'm not that strong in prophecy, but I would not be surprised that there's not a connection there. Simply because of the fact we've seen it happen in Scripture before. So I would not be surprised that at the time when we are debating same-sex marriage, at the time where we're debating whether or not we should have gays leading the Boy Scout movement, I don't think it's just a coincidence that we have a madman in Asia who's saying some of the things that he's saying.
Mm-hmm. With different promises. Of our other founding document, the Declaration of Independence, with its world-changing assertion that yes, all men are created equal, then there are no Hispanic issues, or African-American issues, or women's issues. There are only American issues.
You are listening to Blood on the Microphone.
Well, hello there.
Hello, yourself.
Say, I couldn't help but notice how nice you look in the Team Kimberlin Racerback tank top shirt. Very becoming, if I may say.
Thank you. And that, Team Kimberlin, baseball hat and jersey, makes you look very athletic and intelligent.
That, Team Kimberlin water bottle. Not only does it show you understand the need to stay properly hydrated while exercising, it also shows you care about social justice. Very nice.
Thank you. Your Team Kimberlin gym bag shows that you believe in a better world for everyone, and not just the top 1%. I like that in a man.
The best part is knowing that the proceeds from our purchase of these fine Team Kimberlin items are going to help people.
Oh, yes. 50% goes to the Justice Through Music project, which spreads the word about the importance of voting to young people like us.
The other 50% goes to the National Parkinson Foundation to help find a cure for this disease that ravages 1.5 million Americans, with 50,000 new diagnoses each year.
So, not only do we look good with all this great Team Kimberlin stuff,
we're actually doing good for each other and for America. And that's what patriotism is all about. Would you like to come to my place and see my Team Kimberlin canvas pillow, beer, stuns, and boxer shorts?
No.
Check out the wide selection of Team Kimberlin items available today at www.cafepress.com/Team Kimberlin. Once again, 50% of proceeds from the sale of these items goes to the National Parkinson Foundation, and the other 50% goes to the Justice Through Music project. You'll be helping, and we thank you.
I want to tell you a story about a young man and his friends. In 2007, this young man broke into a van, stole a debit card, and tried to use it. He was caught, arrested, and convicted on felony charges. Yet somehow, by May 2012, he had taken over the right-wing blogosphere. This book, Vice and Victory, with an emphasis on the former, follows the true story of Ali Abdul Razak Akbar as he blazes a trail of deception from a Fort Worth jail cell to the heights of the conservative new media machine. Is it Akbar that conservative organizations fear as they willingly throw their money at his Vice and Victory agency and its various blog bashes, knowing the money will be stolen or misspent? Is it Akbar's political acumen, despite the fact that every election he's worked for, the candidate lost and lost big, that holds the right-wing blogosphere in its sway, including such ardent defenders as Michelle Malkin? Or is it a rumored connection with Karl Rove and the underground Washington, D.C. conservative gay sex scene that keeps Akbar in his designer suits? Does Akbar's story prove the old adage, it's not who you know, it's who you blow that counts? With this book, Vice and Victory, with the emphasis on the former, I invite you to follow the clues and come to your own conclusions in this entertaining political potboiler, made all the more amazing because it's true. Get your copy of Vice and Victory, with the emphasis on the former, by visiting my author's website, www.viceandvictory, that's one word, viceandvictory.us. And you can see all the books I have available for your purchase at www.bookjerk, that's one word, bookjerk.com/books.
Blood on the microphone.
Well, that's going to about do it for today, I guess. I'm the Liberal Grouch, Bill Schmalfelt. And again, you can tweet me at Liberal Grouch. You can contact me through my website, oldunclebastard.com, and through the Facebook contacts I gave you that you can find on the very page you're probably looking at right now. Tomorrow, we'll lead off, no doubt, with what at the moment seems will be Ali Akbar's latest in a long string of defeats, unless the polling is just terribly wrong And unless we're reading the tea leaves all incorrectly, it seems like everybody's pretty much taken a sky out of South Carolina. McCain hasn't tweeted anything in almost 24 hours. Akbar is basically saying, don't bother me, I've got nothing to say. And we haven't heard hide nor hair out of Bostic since he went to church with his family on Easter Sunday. But we will continue to follow that story, as we will continue to follow the Grub Worms in the Astroturf as they continue to drill their little holes into our beautiful lawn, wrecking it for everyone but themselves as they feed off of the dirt. I'm Bill Schmalfelt. See you tomorrow at noon. Have a good day.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay.
The liberal grouch knows.
Blood on the Microphone is an internet radio program. Copyright 2013 by Bill Schmalfelt. All rights reserved. To learn more about the evil doings of the Breitbart gang and other duplicitous right-wing scum, subscribe online to www.breitbartunmasked.com. You can follow Bill on Twitter by entering at liberalgrouch@twitter.com. You can friend Bill on Facebook by logging on to www.facebook.com/libby.grouch. Of course, you can like the Blood on the Microphone fan page on Facebook at www.facebook.com/bloodymike. That's /BLOODYMIC, like one word. Don't forget to show your support for Blood on the Microphone, Breitbart Unmasked, and social justice by becoming a charter member of Team Gimbalin today. Go to www.cafepress.com/Team Gimbalin and check out all the hats, shirts, cups, stickers, buttons, and other gear. Remember, 50% of the profits go to the Justice Through Music project. The other 50% to the National Parkinson Foundation. Blood on the Microphone is a Team Kimberlin production and can be heard live at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday on Spreaker Web Radio. Join us next time for more Blood on the Microphone. And Brightbots, don't forget, he's coming. He's coming for you. Will you be ready?